James, do the intro.
What's up? Hello. This is round four, I believe. It all fucking blends together. But Loop versus SDL Killa, Canada versus Luxury slash Rampage. Back again. SDL Killa been fucking up two guys with his Warrior and very good draws. Loop is seemingly also on Chaos. So SDL Killa feeling probably very good and competent at the Chaos matchup by this point.
Also, we're joined by Moxies. Say what's up.
Yes.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Do you feel like this is kind of a thing, right? Like if you just like are soloing one matchup for a really long time, I mean, you do get used to playing that matchup and
Yep.
Yeah, it's like it sort of becomes like kind of second nature. I get it. You like
yeah,
I
and you're
mean,
just
yeah.
vibing.
you get accustomed to the rhythm of the matchup for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
the rhythm.
But
I think that's a
this
good
is
way to
kind of
put
the whole point of Warriors, though, is you build your deck for this exact situation where you play,
it.
you know,
Fucking
60,
six
70%
chaos.
of your, say, yes, like in this case more, but like 70% of your matchups against a specific deck, you usually do feel really comfortable.
What's the
I
worst
mean,
matchup
nuking
for
that spy
Warrior?
turn one.
What's the worst matchup?
Bazu.
Yeah, but Ballsy's really bad. Some builds like mine, Chaos Control is really bad just because you kind of just don't give them any respect in game one. So that can be kind of hard. Scapegoat decks in general are kind of annoying, but Bazu's just really, really good because they can just outpower you,
Yeah,
and
because
that's not something you really can combat against.
I generally play scapegoat decks, and I generally don't have like it's still a real deck. I still have to respect Warriors, but it's not as bad as like I feel like it would be if I was playing like a Chaos Turbo type deck. Uh,
Yeah, I mean the goat decks definitely have tools, but
do you think Loop is on two spy, or do you think he just drew the third?
I think he has the third.
Interesting. Who was it that was talking up two spy? Because I think that that's actually goat technology. I think that's like Chad technology.
I
I
don't
don't know
recall
who would do
anyone.
that. I don't think it makes any sense to run
I don't
two.
think it's good.
You
I
guys,
think being able to reuse it with Suki on the main
Yeah.
book and also Night Assailant, getting back one spy and getting the third from your deck
oh no, I'm
is
talking
pretty good.
about two spy one guard technology. You guys aren't ready for
Oh,
that
that's some
conversation.
2000. That's some 2018, 19
That's some
stuff.
2005 shit, my guy. That's what
Yeah,
that
even
is.
there, even older.
Yeah, no,
I
that's what
mean,
I'm
the
talking
Blade
about.
Knight runs over the guard, so
Yeah.
you might have some trouble there.
Blade
But
Knight
anyway, I don't think
could
he's
run over
playing
the
guard.
guard.
I don't think he's playing guard.
I don't
Let's
think
just
so
put it
either.
out there.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing guard.
And
Loop's list is probably very similar to P-Tran and IMZ ones.
well, I don't know. I thought so too, but Agent Broken and IMZ1 had clearly
Yeah,
quite
they
different
were
lists,
they were
and
different. That's
so I
true.
guess there is some player preference that comes down even this. But so all I want to say is interesting. I mean, Steel Killer knocked and didn't summon anything. So I mean, probably that means he didn't have very good monster to summon, right? Like it's either
Yeah,
maybe just an exiled if he has a monster at all. Could be a swordsman that he didn't want to commit.
yeah, or tribe you want to commit some sort of
Right.
monster, and then a bunch of back row spells, but with no solemn, so you couldn't set a
Yeah.
bunch.
And it could be dead chaos monsters as well. But
Yeah, that too.
I mean it's pretty unlikely that he has zero monsters, just like I don't know, mathematically, but if there are monsters, they're
They're
probably of
just
that
I could
ones.
variety.
also
Yeah,
I could also
100%.
see like there's a couple other cards that it could be, like just stuff you'd want to slow roll, like
What, Gravekeeper's Guard?
Heavy Storm, Premature, Snatch Steal, that type of thing. Like
Yeah. They're
yeah,
revivals for sure. I mean,
yeah.
yeah, I was saying like more on the monster level, but like in combination with that, it's either like Moxie was saying, like traps that you don't want to commit because you don't have this solemn. But even if he has the solemn here, there's a chance he might not set everything. I've seen SDL Killa. I think that's something that Warrior players maybe should be a little more aware of. That like tunnel visioning like set five is good and is going to win you a lot of games and you're playing around duo, sure, but like there's also like you can get like storm moffed or like being forced to solemn the storm if you can play a slower game is not always the best.
Rhoda for Dawn. So this is probably a Storm and like
Well, it's probably a
another
second
knock.
nobleman.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
it's probably another. He probably open two knock.
Do you think his
Yeah,
set
and
is
that
actually?
makes
What if his set is actually Storm?
well it's
Ooh,
not.
that'd be nasty.
I mean it's not now.
True.
Well, and this is tough for the chaos turbo deck because if he I mean whether he banishes three or two, but it's like it feels like your whole fucking backbone is gone, right? Like
There goes
all
all
of
your
your dark
darks.
flips.
Yeah. I mean, minus the one spy that's in his hand still. So
minus the spy. I mean, you have darks. I mean, you have Night of Sound, you have Breaker, you have
I'm just
all
gonna
this stuff.
flip.
But
No, it doesn't. Okay.
So getting the Dawn makes me believe that he has a Chaos Monster and he needs a Dark.
yeah,
That's what I'm
I think
thinking.
that's more likely too, because even going for a blade there seems pretty good. I mean, if he knows that the spies are gone. Well, no, I mean he knows the third spy is at hand. So
Yeah,
I guess he's
I
gonna
don't
try
know
to go for
about.
Yeah, I
that.
think
Yeah, I
he
don't know
kind of
about.
has. I think he kind of
Yeah.
has to knock there just in
Right,
case.
right. Well, I mean, couldn't he just like swordsman attack? Maybe he's two. But if he wants the
Yeah.
dark, yeah, sure. If it's gonna eat the force either way, sure. I mean, whether he has the light or not, I guess getting the dark preloaded. And
Yeah,
this also makes premature better now.
it does.
If he was holding that before,
Or his set could be call or something. Who knows?
I think he would have called during the battle phase. That's what Moxie's was saying too.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
But I mean,
Mhm.
it's interesting to see what he's doing now, because
Or maybe
sort of
maybe calling here actually isn't good. Maybe he would save his call for his Chaos Monster because he knows his opponent has double T drag and he doesn't want to put a
Right.
dark in the grave, and he knows he has at
Sure.
least one dark in hand. So maybe he doesn't call battle phase. Maybe it is call, but I don't know.
Well, also, I'm beginning to question a little bit, because Luke didn't set the spy there, which seems like a
Yeah.
pretty
And both
obvious
Nox are
set if it were to
gone.
happen.
Now both Nox and both Rhodas are gone.
Right.
So that's interesting.
Well, maybe if your set is Regeki break and you're wanting to put the dark in grave, but still spy is good. So I'm wondering, maybe he does only play 2 spy.
Yeah, it could be a 2 spy guard, or maybe he's just slow rolling the spy to give him some protection against this type of shit.
Yeah, but I mean, with run Rhoda already gone, he could have just blocked this 2,000 damage right now.
True. Blade Knight.
I think if he had the spy, he would almost definitely set it. But
Blade Knight's a nasty card. I'm gonna keep it real.
it's a really good card.
Yeah. In the old days, we used to play one copy in Go Control to just cheese people.
Is this just the BLS then? Oh, okay.
So it was Heavy Storm, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
That makes sense.
And now he sets.
That makes sense why he didn't want to set.
Oh,
This
okay.
is
Chaos
different.
Control.
This is different from what we've seen before.
I mean, whether it's full on Chaos Control, or I mean, he's playing. Makes more sense with the 2 spies then, to make room for meta stuff. Whether
Yeah.
it's with goats or not.
Absolutely. I think in Scapegoat decks, playing 2 spies is much better than playing 3 spies. Because 3 spies can clog your field and turn off your scapegoats.
Phase of the book and the first set. I mean, could still be a lot of stuff, really.
So we know the hand is 2 T drags, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I wonder what this set is then. If it's another book or something, or I wonder if it's a force, or I feel like a ring would have gotten procced for sure.
I feel like
You
just
wouldn't wanna go
about anything would have gotten procced.
Could be his own MST. Yeah, Goat, I think, still also would have gotten procced. Thunder ring. So now he drew the ring for a turn.
Interesting.
What did he send back? Aside.
He needs to shuffle. He didn't shuffle here. He sent back Sorcerer. But he does need to shuffle. I don't know if someone wants to tell him.
He has no dark engrave, so if he thinks he's gonna be to his advantage by drawing that sorcerer, he's SOL, and I think he might lose anyway.
Okay, so he had the
Yeah.
call, but it wasn't the set card. What was the set card? It was a dust shoot?
Ooh, GG. Doesn't matter anyway.
Man. That was nasty. SDL killer with a...
I think it was the
Really-
MST that he unphased on the book, which makes sense.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, because he had Storm in hand, yeah. Okay. He probably had a Storm and, like, those 4 traps or whatever, and then was trying to set up to see if the person would Storm. But then once he realized that he was on
Yeah.
Scapegoat, he probably wasn't going to get a lot of value out of the Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting if you're in SDL killer's seat, because you know, you're playing against, like we're saying, like 3 kind of radically different chaos decks. So as much as, you know, probably going into this, I would assume that, like, especially these guys that are known to run kind of similar decks, like SEO Killer, or sorry, Loop, Ptran, and IMZ1, often run very similar decks.
Yeah.
Like
Is
you might have
Ptran agent broken? Is that Ptran?
no, Ptran's a different person on the Canada team.
Oh, okay.
But you might think that, you know, whatever information you gained in the prior match might help and carry over. But seeing as how they're running pretty, you know, different builds, I wonder if that's intentional or it's just hard for SDL Killa to, you know, constantly be recalibrating and gaining that information each time.
Yeah, he really has to rethink his strategy in between these games because these builds have been pretty different. This one we've seen already like 2 spy. We've seen the metamorphosis, so that's got to mean some number of scapegoat. That means already you're like leaving in your Assert Priest. You're probably thinking differently about your flip effect monsters. I don't know if you want them the same amount you do against Turbo because, you know, they're not as like...
Thinking different.
What's that?
I said we thinking different.
Yeah. We thinking different. You know what else is different? SDL Killa. SDL Killa is built different, dude. These last 3 sets have been insane. One might say he's on a rampage.
You might say he's kind of a killer.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does SDL even stand for? Do we know? Do we have the info?
No.
Do we have the inside? Do we have the player card? Like,
I have absolutely no idea.
I honestly could not begin to speculate.
Interesting. I remember the first time I saw this Warriors deck. It was piloted.
This stage of banter we're at.
Yes, it was piloted by this player named Geist.
Oh,
He is one of the, I can't even say that he's one of the best Warrior players of all time. He's just one of the better players of Go format.
he started entering some of these tournaments again recently.
Yeah,
He's in
I
some of
think
the
he goes through like phases of where he gets bored and doesn't get bored, or you know whatever else goes on in his life. But
It's easy to get bored when you're at the top.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have lost a lot of faith after what happened to him in Worlds, where he disconnected twice for 2 losses.
Oh, is that what happened? I didn't even know.
Yeah,
that.
he disconnected. He was actually winning against Dale in the winners bracket, and then he disconnected and couldn't get back on.
Damn.
And he got
Lost.
I had no
DDoSed.
idea.
Maybe he's playing again because you can now reconnect. You ever think of that?
Yeah, that's true.
Big win for players like Geist.
I mean, I'd probably want to take a break from Go format too if I was one of the better players of the year, winning, you know, 2 FLCs and 1 GFC and multiple tops. Then you go into Worlds, and that happens. Yikes.
He's honestly like one of the only players I've even followed ever because he kind of pioneered this Warrior deck, didn't he? I mean, it's always been around to some degree.
The chaos variant. I mean, it's a lot different now than it was when he ran it because Kaiko is way more important now than it was when he did the Chaos Warrior thing. But he was
on like triple Sasuke shit too.
Yeah,
right?
triple Sasuke. Yes.
Yeah, he was on some Jar Greed shit.
I'm pretty sure he played 2 Sork too. Maybe 2
right,
Sork.
I think so too. I think he was, like, I remember triple Sasuke, SDM.
It was very heavy chaos, and I think he had SDM as well. Yeah, it was really cool to see it for the first time and to see a deck other than like a Chaos Sorcerer or a Go control deck really take on the competition to a different level. That was really cool.
He's done a lot of pioneered things. He was one of the people who started like main decking Jar of Greed in Warriors or siding into it. Or sorry, main deck and siding into it. He's one of the first people who started doing the flip. Siding in the flips. Like he's pioneered a lot of things.
It was a little bit before I had been playing, honestly, so I wasn't super familiar with his list. But when I was like starting to get into Warrior, I was looking at some of them. But anyway, now we're back in the game.
Game
set 2, turn 1.
Wow.
Solemns, perhaps. These boys seem to like their Solemns.
Yeah, Scapegoat, 2 set, Scapegoat.
Right, Scapegoat.
Seems like a good
read.
read.
Seems a little more likely.
Don Zalug. It worked out well. Syndrome. It worked out well for.
I mean, you kind of have to because if it's not, see it is Scapegoat, but you kind of have to force it out.
You say Don Zalug, I say Syndrome.
Don Zalug.
Syndrome. All right. All right.
But now, see, wow. I won't lie to you. I think SD Killa has his side decking. He doesn't respect Scapegoat meta decks very
Yeah,
much.
I
He
don't think
doesn't
so
do
either.
compulses. Like he has his books, but he doesn't do compulses or anything like that. So he could have an issue. Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Well, here's the thing: is
Oh,
that
baby, that ain't right. That's kind of
like,
nasty.
yeah, that's fucked.
Do
And
you?
I
So you
think it
guys
seems
mill
like
two
SDL Killer
here?
drew pretty bad.
You guys mill two here?
No. If I haven't seen a power card, I'm not milling.
We were talking before that
That's nasty,
Goat
dude.
decks have a good matchup against Warrior, and like they do, but if Warrior, draws decently, like they can still beat Goat decks without having to have like crazy silver bullet side cards. Like you can take a stock Warrior list and you can beat a Goat deck. It
I mean,
can totally happen.
You can.
But I don't think the same. Like I don't think the same is exactly true for the Bazu deck. If I'm gonna be real, like you need to like be doing some shit against that deck.
Yep.
So that's where the different,
True.
like that's where it like transitions from like, yeah, this is like a tough matchup to where it's like this is a bad matchup.
This game looks pretty bad right now.
Yeah, he's not drawing like any back road even to combat it either. This is going good.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
and
guess chaos is a way that he can get back from this if he has like a storm here, drop a, just thinking.
Storm
Like,
could
Storm
be
is
something
really
he's
good.
setting up for.
Oh.
Oh,
A
Smashing's okay.
card that side SDO likes to side.
yeah. I
See,
also
that's kind of his replacement though for compulse because like he
Yeah.
instead of compulsing the monster, he just on his turn smashing grounds the
Right.
1,000 eyes.
Which like seems fucking bad, but at the same time, also like kind of chill.
it's all right, and I think smashing has application in the mirror as well. Like it's not
And, look,
like the worst.
It
Here's
does
also
work
something
right
that I
there,
wanna
right?
say.
Because root decree.
These boys both brought in decrees against SDL Killa. One thing that I was very quick to notice about SDL Killa's build is they don't play a lot of traps.
No,
People
it's
go up
less
to
than
like
10.
14 traps. One of his lists was playing 9.
Yeah.
That's a 5 trap differential.
Yeah,
And he might even side some out.
that's
so-
honestly the Sakuretsus could definitely come out here.
So what the hell is a decree doing against my man's big beefy chaos guys?
Mm-hmm.
And now he has the Light and Dark Grave.
He does, but he's in a bit of a spot.
He's in a pickle. Let's not mince words. He's at a tough spot.
Yeah, 1,000
But
eyes
the
plus
double meta
Sugiyomi
snatcher gone.
is pressure. It's not like the most insane pressure, but it is pressure.
I mean, this is pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, I don't really know how to really get out of this.
I mean,
It probably starts with
the
like
Faith would have been a nice.
Breaker Chaos Monster, I think is one way that this starts to climb back for SDL Killa.
Yeah. Oh. For what? Faith? Oh.
Interesting.
I mean.
Well, when you're desperate, you're desperate,
Doesn't
right?
die to Sugiyomi. So.
Do what you gotta do.
I wonder if there's even just like waiting another turn to see what you draw. Like,
I
just
mean,
take the 11.
if you take 11, you're now dead to a BLS swing, which is not a.
Sure.
I don't know if that like
No,
matters
I agree that
much.
the clock going from you're at 49 to the clock, or like now you're at 4 to you being at like 3 is actually a pretty big deal. But
Yeah,
I still think that like the upside of hitting
Ooh,
a
a
chaos
swap.
monster is how you might actually win.
I love
Oh,
creature
this
swaps.
is the kind of
Fucking
stuff like
Oh, I
those cards are
love
the
this
ones
shit.
that are backbreakers. Is the swaps.
That makes me
Yeah.
like just cream, dude. That's so fucking juicy. That's such a
I
juicer
mean, this
swap.
is what a fucking side this guy had.
He
Yeah,
came
Loop's coming in feeling prepared.
different, dude. He came different this game. We'll see if it pans out game 3, obviously, but
Don's Luke's done more attacking the hand to SD Killa than to Loop.
honestly, yeah. Oh,
Oh wow. Oh, he must have a set. He's got to have a set he likes.
maybe a solemn.
He just wants to get rid of the Don's Luke too.
Probably just has another decree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Decree's legal at 3 in GOAT format, correct? But most people only play 2, right? I could be wrong.
It's legal at 3. People play
Yes,
3. People fab
some
3.
do 3. I think it's more common if you're gonna do the messenger, you would do a 2-2 kind of thing. But if you're not gonna do that,
Really?
3.
I feel like people fab 3.
Yeah, yeah, they could. I like the 2-2.
I mean, here's the thing. This sorcerer is good and is what he needs.
It
And
is.
I don't think that he's gonna win because of it.
He knows the
but-
hand is Tsukiyomi, right? And he's
Yeah,
getting back
yeah.
a
Let's just-
serpent. So if he has a
let's just
metamorphosis,
be-
that's just game.
But 2 metas are gone.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's true.
And so are 1 swap, 1 snatch. So
Also
all
true.
I'm saying is
Also true.
well,
that's that.
this is
Also
Awesome.
true.
that also explains the storm.
So what do you
But I
think
do
he
agree
could-
with you. Stork was in a power spot at the moment, minus the ring.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, and like using like the swap was like cool and like yeah, sure makes sense. But like I'm kind of hesitant sometimes. Like yeah, you could use it on the Dawn for the advantage, but if you're gonna storm anyway, like the way that SDL Killa, I mean, he was never winning that game with what Loop had, but the way that he like could have gotten back in it was sticking a BLS or Sork and like having the swap in case of that could have been really useful.
Do you think SDL Killa is gonna adjust his sideboard plan, knowing
Yeah.
about the decree, knowing about the swaps? Like,
Knowing about the decree for sure, I think.
are you thinking like?
And it was even like I said, it was even not clear at the point in game 1 if like how many cards like Scapegoat Loop might be playing, and now you're at least pretty sure that post side they're probably having 2 or 3 Scapegoat. Like
Loop's main deck actually, or game 2 deck actually looks really similar. Not counting the decree, it looks really similar to my game 1
Yeah,
Goat control
it
deck.
does.
Actually, yeah. I think Asura Priest.
surprise someone else is using Goat and swap and meta.
Yeah, exactly. I think Asura Priest is going to be one of the best things that SDL Killa can get in these next few games, because what really hindered his advancement that game was how much value Loop was able to get out of that one Scapegoat result.
The one Scapegoat, it's fucking meta and swap.
Exactly. That's huge.
I mean, that's a crazy hand, and SDL Killa's hand wasn't good enough to do anything about it. So I mean, it's like on a certain level, if you're the Warrior player, like you can't fucking do it. You know what I mean? If they have decree and they have all the stuff, you can't not summon any guys, especially if they have beaters like SDM. It's like
you have to play the game. You have to try.
Yeah,
I get it.
so it's kind of like hard to say.
But that
But
configuration.
going first, I think is fucking huge. Actually, against
yeah,
because
you get the Solemn down for the fucking Scapegoat.
You get the Solemn down. You get an end phase MS to your Dust.
Yes, exactly. You get DD Designator to name Thunder Dragon.
You get your even Dust Shoot is not like quite as strong against these decks, but it's like still if you just know the threats.
I would not. Well, I would not leave in Dust Shoot just because it's like another blank against Decree.
Yeah, Moxie, what do? You leaving the Dust Shoot here?
I wouldn't. No.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems like a mistake. Generally speaking, like Dust Shoot is
But I mean,
not.
I'm not gonna say that if they want to keep him in, they're just a bad player. It's just
True,
I think
true.
it's probably not quite as optimal.
But it's like,
Against
what do you?
Thunder Dragon Chaos Control, you're not leaving him in.
What
Yeah,
do
I
you?
wouldn't.
Just checking.
Yeah, I'm not. No, Yeah, it's not coming in. It's not staying in. It's out.
It's out. It's not in.
Especially
My
because you
brain's
saw
okay.
the decree. You
Okay,
saw
okay.
the decree. You saw the decree. You know what I mean? Like you saw that. You also saw like
But you're
you
also
saw
going first.
Scapegoat.
Yeah,
meta.
see, that would be the only thing I would maybe think about it if I was going first.
I've found in my experience that when I think Dust Shoot will not be strong, I just ignore that and I leave him in and I draw them and I win.
I
So-
won a game today drawing
That's power.
3 Dust Shoots back to back that were all dead. I think it
That
was,
happens too.
and I still won. So apparently Dust Shoot was good. Didn't resolve any of them, but
Exactly. You don't even need to use them. That's
You
how good they are.
that's how strong it is. They just win you the
As
game.
long as it's in the hand.
Interesting stuff. We see
I
some
hope they're
more
not
Trinity.
trying to. Well, never mind.
Not trying to what?
Never mind. Don't worry about it. All right. Smashing fairly low value card. Good to discard. Discard the light.
What do we
If we
know about
set
Loop? Is Loop a powerful player? Let's get some backstory.
Yeah, he doesn't play as much right now, but he's
Dude.
definitely a power player.
boom.
He
There
left
it
him in.
is.
He left him
Keeping it
in.
And if he has the decree and not a lot of other backup, you just fucking run him down.
See that is what I was going to bring up. It can be really good if you in like this type of
Yeah.
scenario, because a lot of Thunder chaos control that they especially post sideboard, they're chainable trap cards that are going to kill your stuff attacking is a
Yeah.
lot lower. You actually
But
could
he
get
had double
extreme
spy,
value.
That's actually the
which maybe
worst.
he only played 2 spy.
This is the worst
And
dust
you
shoot
got
I've
1
ever
cent
seen.
back.
This is the worst dust shoot I've ever seen.
Yeah, in that
Damn,
case,
that's
it
actually
was
pretty brutal. Like, what do you even do?
That's what I'm saying. That's why you don't leave in dust shoot. Like, what are you gonna do? Hit their guy and then they have goat
Well, now you
meta?
know. Now you know you're fucked.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess you just know you're fucked. Goat
That's a
meta.
pretty
Well,
bad-
it's not. It's not like.
bad.
It's okay. It's okay.
Is
If he has a
it?
knock, if he has a surprise,
Knock doesn't answer Thousand Eyes, my guy.
yeah, but a surprise. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah,
a surprise
yeah,
is a surprise knock specifically.
He definitely has it because he was main decking it when we watched him his first game. He had it main
He
decked
does
because he
have it.
discarded
Yeah.
it.
Well, he
This
didn't
is
set the spy
interesting.
there because he set the decree.
Oh, this is good.
You
but,
attack first, right?
but you
Wait.
100% attack first.
He can just take the 19 though. It's like not that big of a deal. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
But
an
it's
issue.
still. I mean, it's just more damage. It's just like. You'd still rather do that.
Wouldn't you save
The
the
only-
breaker for
yeah,
after the decree is
I would
flipped?
probably, if I had another monster, I'd probably do that.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. But assuming, I mean, he didn't have another monster to summon turn 1, so.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe he doesn't because this just seems super.
Well, so it's kind of the
Not
similar
optimal.
situation to what we had in the first game, then, where it's like, what else do we have in that?
Flip a coin, dude. Sometimes you just gotta shoot.
Uh,
Oh, got him.
I mean,
Sniper, dude.
maybe
That
the
could've been
game
like a
really
huge
came down to that,
card.
though.
Wow, that's
Sniper
good.
shot. That was
it.
that was insane.
And does he end phase the thing? No. Okay.
That's what we need to see more of on this channel. We need to see more of that.
Just straight up
fucking-
50-50s.
Dude, just
Wow.
no pants plays.
I mean, sometimes if you're feeling it like SD Killa has been these matches, you
He
just
says,
gotta.
I know what order you're going to set these in. I've studied your habits.
dude,
I've analyzed 5,000. He has his guys on it right now. Look
He-
over the
dude,
last 60 loop replays.
he did, dude. He typed in the Stockfish engine. He's like fucking downloaded the information. He analyzed
so
the RPS.
This
and he
seems like it's
knew.
probably not spy, right?
It's probably spy. I'm gonna keep
Well,
it
but
real.
if the spy gets triggered, then your goats are vulnerable to get. Oh, well, so it is spy.
Yes,
Hmm.
I do believe it is spy. I believe it's spy because I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, it's the only thing it could be at this point because
Yeah.
he knows the whole rest of
Yeah,
it.
because
But I'm saying, like, okay, if he.
Oh,
Okay, well, whatever.
like that?
So, I mean,
he's
if
gonna do him like that?
if the set card is anything that can answer the meta, which, I mean, if he's doing this, seems pretty likely that it is. Even just another smashing in hand is like fine here. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's
sure.
fine. I mean, you lose
Clear
both
my
your
2
guys
monsters.
and the smashing.
Like, but they're like low value guys, you know, and he already has the light engrave also.
yeah, and
Low-key.
you're still actually up a card, I believe, if
Yeah.
you trade smashing here.
Well, it just kind of depends if he draws runner here. Like, if he like solemns this and then the card is like another meta.
Ooh. Okay.
Compulse time or book. Ring.
Books possible.
Ring
Ring,
is very
yeah.
good. Okay.
Wow.
Doesn't care.
Or nothing.
Battle trap.
It's probably a smashing, like James said. He's probably conserving his trap.
Yeah, it's like you really don't even care. You don't even care.
Thunder Dragon is so interesting in these scapegoat type decks.
Yeah. It's not the worst draw there, though. I mean, it's like, it just makes Graceful and any Tron Chaos Monster a lot better.
No, it's not the worst draw. And it's also cool because, like, with Metamorphosis, you have some cool combos there. Obviously, he chose to...
I mean, even setting, like, if he has any more of those, like, oh, shit.
He should have... Yeah, I was
Dude,
wondering if
rare-
he should have summoned...
Rare-sided Tsukiyomi.
That's nasty.
That's just that you can hate on his Upstar 41, but this guy knows what this guy plays. Oh my god, he's gonna have a follow-up.
My god, dude.
God mode.
Oh,
He has the
my...
Oh, this is
dude.
absurd. He's got it all.
He's downloaded. He has it downloaded, bro.
And like, what if he like kept the Solemn there? That's the thing. Like, he wouldn't even have needed to use it.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. Like, he probably just kept the Solemn.
I mean, presumably one of those traps you drew for turn, or maybe you drew the BLS for turn. I don't know.
I think this game was so different because he went first that, like, if he had gone second,
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
like,
That's what I'm saying. Well, also because he fucking hit the decree.
yeah, that was fucking insane. I don't even.
Yeah,
know.
that
but
changed the
I mean,
whole
he hasn't
game, yeah.
activated any traps, so like.
I would have actually set double goats decree. No, I wouldn't have done that. That's terrible. But
Yeah,
but like, come on, like.
you would have run into Stockfish. That's what it would tell you.
Yeah, Stockfish would be like, it's optimal. You play around Blind Typhoon and fucking Breaker and whatever.
This is wild.
This is insane.
What a powerful hand that loop had, and it just got pwned.
It was an insane. Like, he literally like dust shooted a spy, and he had double spy, and the second spy was his only target. Like, that was like the worst possible dust shoot, and it still was just having the information from dust shoot was crucial.
Dust shoot good.
Strong card.
Sided Tsukiyomi good apparently.
I
With the flip engine.
I fuck with that. Tsukiyomi also kind of a house in the mirror. I could be
Yes.
wrong about that. Yeah.
Sengen Search if you play it. Dark.
Indeed. I don't know if STL Killa is on Sangan, but
He was for a while. I don't know if this new list might not be right. I know he
unlikely.
did play it for a little while though.
Jeez.
Well, it's just double Thunder. I mean, I guess the decree could get flipped up here. Maybe Beta Solemn. I'm trying to think what the fuck could happen, but I think that none of that.
No, we know the set card is goat. No, we don't, because it could be it was drawn on an unknown turn. Interesting.
Well, we know there is one goat set. I guess that is true to say.
Yeah. Right?
I mean,
oh no, we
especially
actually don't know there's one goat set, right?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like,
It could be goat in hand, double Thunder Dragon in hand. It could be. I'm not saying it is, but okay.
and now he goes, but he just has double Solemn. I mean, there's
Yep.
you don't Solemn the book there if
Wow. Sick game.
SPL fucking kill it.
STL fucking kill it. We were hating on Dust Shoot. We were hating on the 41, but you know what? Sometimes you're just built different. James was hating on it.
I was in the middle.
James was definitely.
But I mean, the information's kind of like a whatever moot point because like if you're gonna set two, you're almost to me guaranteeing with that deck that one of them's gonna be a scapegoat and the other one is probably a decree or something to go with it. Like that's just
right.
for me.
Sure.
Sometimes you roll the dice and you get rewarded. Like, subscribe. Peace out, everybody.